I want to talk about Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary said there will be riots from the tariffs, but not on American soil. Let's get to it. Let's spend 10 minutes.
Let's bring in O'Leary Ventures chairman, Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary. Kevin, don't you love this? I mean, he does start with these totally wild ideas, although...
Hold on, let me answer this question. Robinson says, Anton, I noticed you were more quiet than usual last night. Were you out of energy or something? I was spent. I was absolutely spent. I was very, very, very tired. But I do not miss. And I wanted to make sure that I supported the platform and supported the show with my name on it. And I also was trying to be mindful and let everybody else get talking points off and let them rock and just insert myself when necessary in order to keep the conversation going or to add a different perspective so I can let people continue to debate, so I can make sure we got a good show. But that's a great question. Shout out to you for that question. I'll address that super chat a little bit more in depth shortly.
When you really think about them, I mean, the Panama Canal Treaty, I remember when it was debated, Ronald Reagan debated with Bill Buckley about it and so forth. It is a contract. And it is a contract that has been broken literally thousands of times by the government of Panama, and China wants to get its greedy hands on it. What do you think the possibility is of Donald Trump coming in and say, hey, look, you guys broke your contract, it's ours?
Well, I think we know it's 100% probability that's going to happen, but Trump is a transactional guy. He's a negotiator. I think everybody understands that now, there's no doubt. And he picks his fights one at a time. Last week it was Canada, now it's Panama, and wow, we got Greenland on this list too. So, I mean, look, it's a very interesting way to start governing before you're actually the president. You do it by social media, you wake everybody up, they come flying to Mar-a-Lago. It makes sense to me. I don't see any reason why you can't do it. But the China thing in Panama is an issue, because if that was in any way affected and we didn't get access, that's a money saver for shipping in a very big way. So my guess is that envoy goes down there sometime in February and they start squeezing Panamanian heads to get a new deal.
By the way, your microphone is crackling a little. Just give it a little tug or something, just on your microphone there. I think it's there.
Better?
I think you got it. The difference between Canada and China is monumental. I mean, Trudeau came into the U.S., bowed at the feet of Donald Trump and folded like a cheap suit. I don't sense the same kind of reaction coming from Xi. What's going to happen with Xi? They're going to play hardball. It is going to be hardball between the two presidents. We know that Xi wants to become number one by knocking us down, whether it's legally through more trade or illegally through things like fentanyl and everything. He's been trying to do that for years. We know that's his MO. How do you think Trump is going to respond to that? I mean, I suspect it'll be like we saw in the first term, where he comes in strong with these new tariffs, don't you?
China's a different issue completely to Canada or any other country. The only way, you've got to remember, since 1999, since they came into the World Trade Organization, they have broken the rules with every country, including the U.S., every year. I'm an individual who does business there. My businesses have been absolutely screwed. I've said it countless times. They don't play by the rules. There's nothing reciprocal in our relations. The only way to make it work with the supreme leader, as I like to call him, is to inflict massive economic pain and risk on him by imposing tariffs on sectors where many Chinese people are employed. I have nothing against Chinese people. I have a lot against their government. And the only way to put him at risk is to say, look, if you want to mess with the largest economy you trade with, then we're going to force a lot of people that make yoga mats or electronics or whatever else it is to be unemployed in your cities. They'll be rioting in the streets. They won't have any bread, and you will be out of power. That is the only way it's going to work. So very selected, high-impact weaponry like tariffs, but you've got to be hardcore. He only understands the stick. That's all he understands. Any weakness at all, he plays off, and he has done so for years.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this is the administration that fixes the problem. I have really been hurt by China, and there are millions of other businesses in America that are in the same boat I'm in.
Absolutely. By the way, you mentioned the World Trade Organization. They still designate China as a developing nation. What that entitles China to are all these sweetheart loans that we partially pay for through the WTO, adding up to billions of extra dollars for the Chinese. Should Trump try to eliminate that designation of developing nation for China?
To destroy us.
They're not a developing nation.
Exactly.
They're in an economic war with us and many European countries. That's got to get fixed. All that stuff has to get fixed. 40 years of getting screwed. That's what's happened.
And 40 years, by the way, of getting benefits that they don't deserve. And the Euros have gone right in there. And when there's a Democrat in the White House, they go right along. But I think it's going to be different now. Very quickly, the SEC, as we were just talking about in the previous segment, is going to change dramatically under Donald Trump. Paul Atkins is a big free market.
I think that you do have to get tougher on China because the imbalance of power, and I know that there's so many people that are so stupid and they so small-minded and they don't see the bigger picture, and they also willing to forego their children's future in order to send it over to China just so they can have some cheaper Temu products, and you want to keep ordering from Shein. You probably don't need to anyway. Stop stealing. First of all, stop wearing fake bags. Stop wearing fake products and fake bags. And then you say, well, they shouldn't charge so much for it. No, you just shouldn't wear that brand. So you're going to still steal their proprietary technology. You're going to pretend like you got the brand on. You're going to go out here and wear the fake product and pretend like you're wearing it, and then at the same time get mad at the company that make it. I'll tell you what, and this is my stance on this for people that wear fake stuff. All you got to do is wear the real thing that's more aligned with your budget. Let me say that again. Wear the real thing that's more aligned with your budget. Support the brands that make their stuff more affordable. But no, you want to have the best of both worlds, like Stephen A. Smith. You want to say that you don't stand with the Democrats, but you want to keep voting for them. You want to say that you don't support American companies, but you want to keep subsidizing China by sending billions of dollars over there and acting like they're still a developing nation. You want to say that you hate a brand, but you want to still promote it by wearing the fake version of it. Support the brand that more or less makes things cheaper and is quality, and rock with that. You don't have to pretend like you got on a real watch when you ain't got it. You ain't got to pretend like you got on the real. I don't like them. They don't rock with black people, so I'm gonna just wear their products to act like I got their products, but I'm not. Stop wearing fake stuff, because all you're doing is supporting the theft economy. All right, that's number one. But number two, China steals from the United States of America and our companies, subsidize our products, take our proprietary technology, and it's not balanced. They can come over here and buy real estate. They can come over here and have children. They can come over here and buy any company and invest in the American economy if they want, do whatever they want to do. Guess what we can't do? What we want to do over in their country. And that's why you see the imbalance of power. You see us operating at a trade deficit. You see them continuing to push the Fenty over here. You see them, they force most American companies, almost 99% of all American companies have to partner with the Chinese company and split profits, and then they steal our proprietary technology. China is in shambles. China cannot afford to get in a tariff war with us, but they can if they want to. We'll see.